So good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome to the New York session forecast brought to you by Trading Pro. This is one of the services provided by Trading Pro to enable traders profit efficiently from the Forex market. So this trading is a recap of what we did yesterday by 10 p.m. That which was done by 10 p.m. was for the Asia London session. So we're going to have a review of what has happened during that time and enable us forecast what we hope will happen during New York session, enable us profit from the market. So we're going to first look at the economic calendar, because if you don't know what the economic calendar is saying and you're about to take a trade, you might take a trade at the wrong time. So we can see most of the major news has already taken place. What we're watching is by 2:30, where we're going to have ECB president, he's speaking. Let's see where he's going to speak at. Let's see where he's going to speak at. Then we have Fed chairman speaking by, also at that time, I believe they are speaking at the same event. Then we have 3 p.m. That's Jolt's job openings by 3 p.m. So those are the major events we have going into the New York session. I hope everybody can hear me clearly and see my screen, please. Hope everybody can hear me clearly and see my screen. Can everybody hear me clearly and see my screen? If you can see my screen clearly, just type in yes. If you have a noisy background, just type in yes. If you can see my screen, just type in yes. If you have a noisy background. Hello? Okay. So the ECB president is participating in a policy panel at the ECB Forum on Central Banking in Sintra. Then let's see where the Fed chairman is also going to be speaking. I said they are both speaking at the same event. So for it to be marked high impact news, it means that anything he says might be interpreted by the market and might create volatility. So we need to be aware of that. So we're going to start off with, as always, we're going to start off with the EURGBP, US 100, dollar index, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold, pound yen, and euro yen. So let's have a recap of what we had yesterday for the Asia and London session. Let's have a recap. So don't forget to, this is Trading Pros YouTube channel. Please don't forget, just don't go and watch the videos, because we have so many people watching the videos and nobody is liking and nobody is following. It's not nice. So please, as you're watching the videos, also subscribe and like the videos as well. So let's watch what happened yesterday. So good evening, everybody. So for those who might be going to the channel, when you go to the channel, you go to contents of this video. When you scroll down to contents of this video, you can easily scroll to any analysis you want without having to move it forward. So all you just have to do, like now we are going to go to EURGBP. Don't click on the EURGBP, click on the number. Once you click on the number, it's going to take you to the EURGBP analysis with the EURGBP, US 100, the dollar index, Euro USD, GBPUSD, gold, New York session forecast, and see how it goes. So as always, we're going to start off with the euro pound going into this new week. If we look at it from the monthly, we have a long. So if we go down to the daily time frame, for this week, the draw is going to be this imbalance here, all this here. So that's where price most likely might try to feel. If price feels it and doesn't move the opposite direction, then price might be coming in towards this area. So if we look at where price is now, if we go back to the Euro GBP, if we go back to the Euro GBP, please pardon look at the daily time frame. If you notice, price has come up to that level. Now, due to the fact that we have the European CPI tomorrow, the possibility exists that, because if you look at this, this was yearly low. This is the low for last year, 2023's low. Somebody is saying my screen is blurry. Is my screen still blurry? So let's look at what has played out in the markets today. So far, so let's see. I'm going to start off with the euro. So just like I anticipated over the week, price has gotten to its draw on liquidity on the daily time frame. That is here. So as you can see, we're having a rejection. Just like I pointed out, this was the low for last year. So most times when you have a break, you're going to have a retest of that level. So that's what we're having. So what does this mean going into New York session? We're most likely going to continue seeing euro weakness. And if you notice, let's go down to the 1 hour. Let me remove all my this. So we have this high here. We have this retracement into this structure point. Price rallied, but couldn't make a new high. What does this mean? Most likely, these lows are targets. So going into New York session, we're going to most likely continue to see weakness on the euro. So what does that mean? When you have euro weakness and pound strength, it means if you're trading something like the Euro USD or the GBP USD, you're better off selling the Euro USD than trying to sell the GBP USD. You're going to have a tough time if you try to sell the GBP USD because against the Euro pound, the GBP is stronger. So let's all have that at the back of our mind. So the next we're going to be looking at is the US 100. The US 100, if we look at it on the daily time frame, you see it got into this daily fair value gap here and it rejected from it. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So this might still move lower, like I said yesterday night. It might move lower, but during New York session, the possibility exists that this is going to rally. What is going to change that view? If you get a close below 1956.7. Once you get a close below here, it's going to go back to the downside. But looking at this, you're going to box this area here. When you box this area, you're going to be watching this 50%, which comes in at 19658.2. So a drop in here, a bullish swing. If you take the trade, your first target is going to be this high, 19749 and 19830 first. So going into New York session, the possibility exists that we might see bullish US 100. And as you know, the US 100 is the MT4's version of NASDAQ 100. So the next we're going to be looking at is the dollar index. This pair is still bullish. This pair is still bullish. Most likely it's gone in for these highs. Let's look at it from the daily. What happened yesterday night? I can't use the recording. I had bad network yesterday. If you were watching it, you notice that there were some lags. It was as a result of that network. So if we look at yesterday, we had this long upper wick, long lower wick, which is a bullish rejection from this fair value gap here. Most likely, this pair during New York, we're going to see a sweep of these highs. If you notice, this is equal highs here. So now that we have a break above this 1 hour high, what you're going to do is you're going to zone this area here. If peradventure price starts to drop, you'll be waiting for 105.88 to 105.84 for bullish evidence to sweep these equal highs. Because most likely, this is going to be bullish going into New York. The next we're going to be looking at is Euro USD. If we have a bullish dollar index, we're going to have a bearish Euro USD. So most likely, this pair might be coming in for any of these lows here. But we have a break of this swing low, so it might retrace into it before moving back to the downside. But for now, this pair might still move lower on price. The next pair we're going to be looking at is the GBPUSD. So if we look at the GBPUSD, just like I said, if you notice, just like I pointed out on the EURGBP, the EURGBP is bearish. So if you notice, this is trying to go down, while the GBPUSD is already bouncing off this lows. It's already bouncing off this lows. So most likely this is bearish, but it may retrace a bit before moving down to probably 1.2613. So that's what you would need to watch on this pair. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is gold. Just like I pointed out yesterday, gold is in a range. You need to be careful. It's in a range. Most likely, looking at the way it has closed, it may try to sweep these equal lows here during New York session. But where it is not where you want to take a long, where you want to take a short position. So it may bounce from here. You might see a bounce from here before a move to sweep these equal lows. And then it might run up to the upside. But for now, this pair is in a consolidation. So you need to be very, very much aware of that. So you're better off selling after liquidity to the top side has been swept, or buying when liquidity to the downside has been bought, to be on a safe side on this pair. So gold is in a range. It might, if it extends lower, it might sweep these lows and move to the upside. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the pound yen. This pair for now is still bullish. Any retracement on it is going to be an opportunity for longs. As we can already see, we have a long lower wick, which came back to retest this range. This candle here. Let me show you. This doji here is what you call a range candle. So price has come back to retest it, which means that if price is going to rally, it's going to come for this level first before 204.73. So the pound yen is bullish. Don't try to sell it, except you're scalping. If you're not scalping, don't try to sell this pair. It won't go well for you. Last but not the least is euro yen. Due to yen's weakness, the euro's weakness against the pound, this will not be so bullish. It will be sluggish. It's bullish, as you can see. Price is holding above this 1 hour fair value gap. It's bullish, as you can see. Price is holding above this 1 hour fair value gap. So as long as this fair value gap holds, we might see price move higher. So that settles it. So that settles it for the major review. So now I'm going to do what you call a battle plan. The battle plan is going to be a more detailed